A prayer for overcoming fear. I have long thought to write, but up to now I have hesitated because I feared what people would say. Patrick, Confession 9. From a credential standpoint, Patrick did not stack up well against other church leaders. His education was deficient, his Latin clunky, and his resume was not prestigious. Ireland was the frontier, his converts, barbarians. Patrick knew he was considered by many to be a rustic. So when the accusation started to fly among the bishops on the continent, in a moment that called for decisive action, Patrick hesitated. Now, years into his ministry, Patrick and the church in Ireland were being attacked not by Druids, but by fellow Christians. One of Patrick's colleagues had grown jealous as he watched the Irish church flourish, and Patrick outshine him. So he publicly condemned Patrick as unfit for ministry, digging up old sins and leveling accusations of corruption and greed. When we think of heroes of faith like Patrick, we tend to visualize them as ever confident and full of boldness. It's important to remember they are human. Remember Moses begging God to send someone else to lead the Israelites. How did God respond to Moses? Moses, I am the one who made you and called you. I will equip you for the task ahead. When you find yourself hesitating in fear, remind yourself of these truths that inspired Patrick, who trusted his spirit to the most faithful God, who served as ambassador to Ireland in spite of his shortcomings, because God doesn't use the world's standards in such matters. God chose Patrick for the job. Patrick, one of the least of God's servants, to be God's assistant. Lord, sometimes you seem distant, and the voices around me seem much nearer and louder. I'm afraid to speak out, afraid to disappoint. I'm afraid of what others might do, say, or think. Let me hear you speak today. You are my beloved child. In you I am well pleased. Secure me in your perfect love and cast out my fears. Give me the courage and boldness to obey, listening to your voice alone. We can confidently say, the Lord is my helper. I will not fear what can man do to me.